CEO Trinity Landlords. We are a real estate development company with branches and developments in Gulu, Kampala, in Maya specifically, and now in Mbale. How do we come to Mbale? Wakana na Honorable Michael Werehe, Ngashiri Minister wa Lands and Housing Development, and we had a conversation about developing real estate in Mbale, organized modern development. Isumunda alomari isiteri Mbale ne alolesa abantu bakona alomari surely there is a city in Eastern Region. So as such, we continued the engagement and the developments as a result of why we are here. Trinity Landlords is a concept of well-organized modern residential housing. Chimansa shiri isi abantu bakona wahire kubanga umundu ehoya kufuna bacheni. The roads are wide enough. The streets are named and labeled. Ngola kiriro mundi ngowo Solomori nga wakanire kumuyembe. Ifanyuma nga akogole kumuyembe nga bahala akola nenge wota. The streets are well labeled. The roads are wide enough that allows dual carriage. Imotohanga ya metai ichindi comfortably nya yakola shini ya mubirisa. Nishindi as development comes, like cities, Mbale Kulilake, we have received a city from the sitting government. It is up to us to embrace the city development in regard to housing. Chimansa Shiri, concept TFA is not a 50 by 100 concept. We are going for a wider space, that is a quarter an acre in all our projects.
Ateo kwa rambisa kama sinako kulibibali bibali bulafu landa di bwaye na baza kuba batwera bana baza kuomba muno titsu babe munonga babika so shikiro borori kwaraho kama sinako kali national ni local kwa mixing local ni national reho bari nairo kama itikefu kali muistani ni muistani watu ile jaza wa Lake Victoria ile part of it ile muistani kama la koko ari mountain goni ruchinjire wana view chichira ba ina iba wana view nga wimira ano mbobona wana ari kwami abo bona uti abindi ngokara hora ni busano ari wacha paka ateni nga wimira ano bona industrial area mushiro actually for funalai andwan ni post office n'ubona binaro so ariano shikira kwa rumahu ruchinjiru ndiro rwese kwane minga estate yihuri wanale satellite city kwa kukana kuri kwa
friendly, so buli street yose baho bisara kundulo already planted arenga na mulole hetai ate nishindi kubyala tawe. We just don't just plant. Kuliko measurements. Shisala chakire kuba 1.5 meters from the main road. Shimansa shiri umundu ngombeha ifence. Sanara ifence iburangisi we shisalata. Another post kushira waini. Inyuma. So we hura fence huru gudo barumunda amale yoliswa. We have moved away from that. We are proud people. We are good people. We are people who are actually hardworking. People talk so good about Bamasaba, but it is now our time to hold something good also for our region. So, okay, my name is Jeff Geoffrey Tsakwe. I'm the CEO of Trinity Landlords, and we are launching Mbale today, Mbale Estate, which is called Wanale View Satellite City. Now we are moving away from congested cities. We are have a vision of getting people more land, which is more space, 100 by 100 plots, on which the city will sit. Yeah. Now, this is an organized city where bungalows are in one section and storage buildings in another section, and where the roads are wide enough as people that are actually developing, because recently Mbale received a city status, and so as we develop cities, we are in line with a vision where when you talk of a city, you actually feel the city presence, where people live well. Yeah, so this is the first of its kind in the Eastern region. We have developed some in Gulu and Kampala, Maya to be specific, but this particular one is the first of its kind in Mbale region. The satellite city will have 3 stages of development. The first stage expected to cost about 5.5 billion shillings, with tarmac roads and every plot having water and electricity. The road signage is already labeled. You know where you're going on every street because the streets are well labeled, and we're getting away from directing people using physical features. When you find a mango, that's where my home is, but the next day mangoes are cut down. So we are now going into actual developments. The streets are paved, the roads are labeled, and the entire environment is organized with the road sign, with the trees planted beside the road. Yeah, so that is the kind of model that we have been able to launch today in Mbale City, in Mbale region, and as we continue to see developments come upon. Thank you very much.
Question. How much is it worth? Because you talked of 3 phases. How
Okay.
many square miles of land have you acquired?
Very good. So the first phase is covering about 110 homes. Yeah, and the total project cost is expected to be about 45 billion shillings in terms of both construction of storage and bungalows. Now, the first phase, which I mentioned earlier, of 5.5 billion shillings, is the first investment in land and infrastructure. The second phase is that of 45 billion, which covers housing, both bungalow and storage houses. Yeah, thank you very
Okay,
much.
how affordable are these homes?
They are
The ordinary.
very good. Affordability is in stages, so everyone can be a part of the development. You can buy a plot and start construction in stages according to how everybody is endowed, how everybody earns. The plans are not rigid. You can be flexible with the planning based on what size of house you want. However, we are strict on the roofing type, the uniformity in color, is a must, so that there is no someone doing green, their neighbor doing yellow, or white iron sheets. No, the roofing type is uniform. But in terms of size and and the planning, there is flexibility on that. So it's really up to your
How big
your
is the
plan.
land we are talking about in this area?
The total land size here is 40 acres, and in the 40 acres we have football fields, we have basketball courts, we have a swimming pool planned in here, and we have a common parking space. Yeah, so that is all within the gated community in this satellite city.
When should we expect the residentials to be ready?
Well, we've just launched today. As we spoke now, we're receiving a lot of attention for people who are interested in being a part of this. So our estimate is about in the next 2 to 5 years, we should see this place being filled up.
You talked about partnerships. Explain about it.
Partnerships means that when you buy, you're already partnering. Private partnerships, this is really company structured at the point of registration, and I could keep it at that. Tibira after the poll nga wabone munabona lines z'ekametsi zachendile. Yes, even the taps, some taps have already been fixed. So nga nakuchende.
I was in charge of fiscal planning. First of all, Eastern Region, when I had left Makerere University, then went to UK, went to America. Those are the universities. University of Nottingham in UK, University of Minnesota, So out of this training, the idea of organized development came up and having worked in the fiscal planning part. So did I know this that I would meet people who also think like me? That is Trinity landlords who have actually already not only think like me, but who had already demonstrated that organized development is the way to go, especially as we develop, because we are moving towards a middle income country. Therefore, I met Mr. Geoffrey Tsapwe, Emmanuel Massa, and the team. I saw physically what they are doing on the ground in other parts, especially central region. And when we discussed, I became glued to the idea they had done somewhere else. So we came here. They liked the place. They said, since you have this dream, and we also have this dream, why don't we also bring something in our region? I'm telling you, there is no organized and orderly development in Eastern. Where? Nothing. You look at, even when we talk of senior quarters here and there, Tororo, Mbale, there is nothing. When you go to Mbale now, you find subdivisions of plots and so on. You get someone putting up a storage structure here, you get another short structure. So at the end of the day, you don't have consistency and beauty. If you went to London, you'll have a street like from here up to mile 5 or 6, same consistent roofing, same amenities and whatever. So actually, when you enter, you know very well that you are in a very organized settlement. So that is how we ended up having today's function. Consulting elders, the religious leaders you have seen praying for the project, and that is how we are going to move. And of course, you had the explanations from Trinity landlords explaining, because technically they are the ones now in charge of the project. So that's how we ended up here.